Hey Brad, how's it going, man?
Hey Dutch.
Just testing out the new thermal camera. What you doing?
Oh, you know.
We talking tech today? Is that today?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see where to begin. All right. I'm Dutch Jackson. Me and my cohort here, Brad, we're the founders of the Night Crew, and we're going to talk about tech today. The do's, the don'ts, the shoulds, the shon'ts. As you saw, I was using our new FLIR night vision camera, or not night vision, our new thermal camera, and it's pretty nifty. Plugs onto my iPhone here and gets a really good image. You can see around the area here. Let me hold on and move my hand out of the way. It even shows the lines in my hand. That's pretty good definition. So if you're ghost hunting on a budget, this would be the one to go with. If you have a smartphone, these are pretty inexpensive compared to buying a full-blown. Plus you can use them with an iPad, or if you're more of a Samsung person, you know, any kind of smart pad, you know. And yeah, I mean, look at that image. That's pretty good. Shows all my wrinkles. So let's see. We'll go with meters next. Since I have my cell phone out, this is our EMF detector. It's not a very expensive device. It's the staple of every ghost hunter. You have yet to find a ghost hunter who doesn't know what an EMF detector is. This is these came out mainly back in the day because electromagnetic frequencies are a concern for the radiation, you know, it can cause. If you have too many levels, it can be dangerous to the human body. But for ghost hunting, we've had these things. These are just awesome. We've had them get shut down, special electronic ones. We've seen the analog, the tri-field and EMF detectors. The needle gets buried when there's no power around. And these are things that make it hard for a skeptic to, you know, disprove. So this one's super easy. Turn it on. Of course, we're in a high energy level here. This is our little hideout, so we don't usually use these in here too much. It's hard to calibrate. But you can also hold, and it'll hold the milligauss where that's at. Then you hold it down again, shuts it off. Now, we'll show later when we're in an area without the EMF why having a cell phone on airplane mode is a good idea. If you're doing an investigation, you want to keep your evidence pure. So we'll show you that later on. Next, let's see. We have our own little device that we've developed here. It is commonly known as a REM pod, but this is our own rendition of it. Cool, little sleek, so that when you set it down, it stays stable, doesn't get knocked over. You can raise and lower the antenna, turn it on. Can you see the eyes on that one? So, we are selling these. It's our own design. I believe the value was $100. So, hit us up in the comments. They are made to order. Let's see. The ion detector. Now, a lot of ghost hunters will say, "Oh, I felt, you know, the hairs on the back of my neck raise up," or the air felt electrically charged. Well, that is ionic electricity. So this little guy will tell you in positive and negative the ionic flows. Now, if it starts out, it's just going to move a digit at a time. You really don't have a lot going on. You don't want to really pay attention to what number is reading right now. It's when it goes a rapid increase or a rapid decrease, because this would be basically a baseline. Like I said, it's hard in this area. We're in a very industrial setting, so don't trust what it's reading right now as anything paranormal. Every ghost hunter needs to have a working flashlight, because you can't rely on just your night vision camera. A lot of the times the energies of the area can basically drain a flashlight, or not flashlight, but your cameras and other operating systems. It's always good to have backup. A good flashlight is always needed, so remember that. We just got this. Have yet to test it in the field yet, but we're pretty excited about it. EDI. Don't ask me what that stands for. I don't even think it says that in the instructions. But it does measure, I want to say, 5 different levels of environmental. You got vibration, you got EMF, which is milligauss. It does barometric, temperature, and there's a 5th one, humidity. Yes. So you have to have an SD card in here. It reports it on a computer screen in a nice, beautiful graph formation. So if you are filming for your channel, you want to use some kind of like a clacker board, almost like what they use in the movies, if not that, to mark when you're recording video and using this at the same time, so you have confirmation of a timeline. So you turn it on. You can see the vibration sensor works real well. The milligauss will probably go crazy in a minute. Then you hit the record button when you have an SD card in it, and it'll record your results. Full spectrum camera. I love these. Turns everything a nice mellow shade of pink. There we go. Of course, insert SD card, but I don't know if you can tell. Everything's kind of a pink hue. It's more of a, you have to get in a total darkness with an infrared light, but these things are great for picking up evidence. To me, they actually work a little bit better than the night vision cameras altogether, but everything comes out a beautiful pink hue, and we keep spare batteries with us at all times, because even on a regular basis, these little camcorders like this and the little GoPros that I'll show you later, the batteries aren't meant to last hours upon hours. So keep spare batteries, so that way you can keep your team, you're not missing any evidence. Zoom, no, I'm not getting paid for this, I just like them. Zoom microphones, and we have another one here too, or Zoom recorders, are one of the few that you can put headphones in and listen to it in real time, crank the volume, and really get defining. You can hear the evidence as it's coming in. It's phenomenal. So these are some very well made, and you can see the little bar graph you get. I don't know if that one. Did you hit record on it? There you go. You can see the bar graph as I'm speaking. Works great. This is a little miniature version of it. It's more stereo sound, whereas this one is total 360 surround sound. This one has where you can put it on a tripod, or put it on to your camera setting if you want to use this as backup sound for your camera. Something we are experimenting with in our group is using closed captions for EVPs. This happened by accident on a live investigation we did, but we have a night vision webcam, no audio, separate professional audio recorder for podcasts, picks up real good audio. You use these in tandem during our live investigation. We do it either on YouTube, Facebook. The whole point is, on the other side of the web, the live investigation, we have to have closed captions on, because the last time, and this happened totally by accident, the last time that happened, on the other side where somebody had their closed captions on, nobody was in the room, and words were coming up there, and honestly, arguably, it was directed at me. Good standard is to always have a digital camera. I know they're kind of passe anymore, but some of the best evidence, I've been doing this 23 years, and some of the best evidence I've ever gotten was just pictures. So have yourself, they're not expensive now since technology's gotten a little less pricey. You can get one of these digital cameras under 50, easy, with good ratings. You know, Amazon's your friend. Let's see. You can also get tons of lighting for both, like we're using on this camera, for regular daylight or night infrared. Those are always a must-have. Surround sound mics. If you have a camera and it has a line in, use a surround sound mic with it. See what your audio is like. You're gonna want to try to get EVPs on everything, and if you can get EVP on your camera, headphones, you want to get noise canceling. All right, those have a line in. Line that into your camera. Put this in. You're in like Flint.
Demonstrate the importance of the infrared light.
Oh, so this is just a regular light. So, and I have one of those mounted. I'll be talking about this in a second, our SLS camera. And I'll explain why. But on your regular video cameras that don't have night vision or full spectrum, you want to have something like this. It's just like having a flashlight with you. Instead of carrying the flashlight, it's attached to your camera. So that way you don't stumble around and hurt somebody or yourself. Now, this camera that Brad's using to film this has night shot on it. It's a Sony cam with night shot. So, do you have that on right now?
No. We'll try it.
I'm going to click to that. I can show everybody. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's bright.
Yeah, see? So when you click it back though, click it back to regular. You got nothing, right? Just some red dots maybe?
Right.
Okay. So definitely get your, and then this is adjustable. So you can turn it up or down.
I see the lights.
Oh.
The red lights.
Oh. So you can make it brighter, go down. So that way you can adjust it to whatever you prefer. Some people don't like it having it full tilt like a floodlight. They want to bring it down to a moderate level. To each their own. I've gotten evidence either way, so I can't really say which has worked better than the other. SLS camera? All right. So this is not going to look like what you see on a lot of those shows. This is my own doing here. Full spectrum GoPro. It's lined in, of course it's saying no card right now, but it's lined in to a backup battery so that even if its battery dies, it's still got juice to keep going. That same backup battery is powering the Connect that's in the front. And then this battery here powers the computer. So it's keeping it constantly charged. OBS.
Okay, OBS.
So it's a popular software with people that game.
Yeah.
A friend of mine who's a big gamer told me about it. It's a free program. So anybody out here who's built their own SLS camera who wants to actually get video recording of it instead of recording it with a GoPro or another camera and get a really good clear recording, you use this software. You can see it has an equalizer on it, so it's still using the tablet's microphone. It records in real time. It gets great recordings, and we've used it in other videos, and it works great. Of course, our first video where we did the Camino Island investigation, we didn't have this. So this has been a recent development.
So I like to use some certain apps, and some ghost hunters don't like to do this, but it's free. Most of these are free, and it's interesting to see some of the responses that you get, especially in connection with the spirit box, which we haven't gone over yet, but I'm sure we'll get to that. Here, this is my folder. It has all my paranormal apps in it. And some of these are free, some of these I had to pay for. The first one, and the one that I started using, was the ghost hunting.
So I'm going to ask you, Brad, give them a rating 1 to 10 on which ones you like the best.
Ghost hunting tools is probably like an 8 or a 7. I like this one quite a bit. So what this does is it scans for any EMF variants. It uses the technology within your phone. It also has a lot of ads, unfortunately. And it generates words based upon differences in pressure, heat, and if there's a EMF variance. So obviously in here there's a lot going on. We're gonna get some readings. It's gonna generate some words. This is a list of some of the words that have come up on different investigations, and you'll see this in our videos. Names will come up sometimes.
My daughter's name's come up before.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. It can be creepily specific.
Yeah. So there's some other features to that app. The only thing I don't like about it is that this is not a totally free app. It has advertisements in it. So we'll just go back over here to paranormal tools. The other one that I would like to talk about is the Ovilus app, which is like a $3 app, and this imitates the technology of the actual Ovilus, which is a $400 ghost hunting tool, which it's a word bank. It has a bunch of words in it, and then a spirit could use the EMF energy to bring out one of these words. This one I think is probably a little less sensitive than the ghost hunting apps, the ghost hunting tools app, which I would give it a higher rating because of that, because it gives less words. But it does give a lot of words, especially when you're out there in the field. I've gotten a lot of interesting things, some of them pertaining to a preacher or death or whatever, in cemeteries and things like that. Let's see, there's also the Randonautica app, which this is really good if you're solo ghost hunting.
Which, by the way, we don't highly recommend.
No, I mean,
it's usually dangerous to go out by yourself.
I mean, you can also do this with another person,
yeah.
But you have to be ready and willing to go to a site that is potentially in the middle of a field, in the middle of nowhere. Because what this does is, and I don't know how this works, but it detects anomalies within a GPS range, and it will generate a coordinate for you to go to where you will supposedly find something. It has void anomalies and power anomalies, which you can detect by changing these here. And you can also set up an attractor, which will supposedly generate more anomalies for you. You have to set it up and you generate. Okay, I think maybe it's not free anymore. I haven't done it in a while. But I was able to successfully find a pentagram in the woods with this app, yes. And I have a photo of it.
Wow.
And that was a GPS coordinate that was randomly generated. This was around Halloween.
Is it made of metal?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody was starting some shit.
So, yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. You can look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of other people who've used that app and found some freaky stuff,
Etsy.
What?
The sessions you do?
It's called an Estes session.
Estes. Okay, Estes session.
You've probably seen this on Paranormal Files or Twin
Ghost
Paranormal
Hunters.
or Ghost Hunters does
Yeah.
this. You wear a blindfold, you wear headphones.
Noise canceling.
Yep, Furley noise canceling headphones. And
It's
you
right
use
there,
the so yeah, you use put on like that, and then you have headphones on, and you know, and you will use a spirit box here, right? We made ours here. You can change through some frequencies.
It might not pick up too much because of the building, but it's constantly scanning.
Power off.
During an Estes session, this will be going off in my ears,
yeah.
and somebody else will be asking questions, and then if I hear something, I'll yell it out. Usually during an Estes session, I also operate with the Ovilus app on, which has a speech tool, so you'll also be getting some responses from that, and sometimes they will corroborate each other.
This is our tech segment. We want you to be knowledgeable of what you're going to be doing out in the field. We don't want you just going out willy-nilly thinking, oh, I'm going to go ghost hunting. It is a science. You have to be safe about what you're doing. Never go alone. Always have at least another person. More is better. Keep your group 4 or 5 people on an investigation. That's the recommendation. I'm just saying. It's too many people can corrupt evidence. You can get misguided EVPs and such. So, radios, always have a radio with you. Yes, the REM pods are a little sensitive to it, but as long as you log it, everybody will know it's not false evidence that way. We will have a link in the description on the items we will be selling. The REM pod is for sale. This little bad boy, $100, built to order. So give us a hit on the comments. You know, what do they call, slip into the DMs? What do they say nowadays? And we'll get it all set up for you. Thank you for watching our videos. We really appreciate all you. Please show us some love, like and subscribe. That's what, fun's what we do. We got new videos every month. It was a little slow. Holidays happen, but we got new videos.
Instructional videos.
We got anything you have questions. We'd be glad to answer your questions. Send us questions. We'll do a Q&A video. That'd be great. I'm a plethora of knowledge so far. So hit us up, and remember, be safe out there. Okay? Thank you.